manusia suka gaduh? Kenapa manusia like to go to war? What is the reason? Okay, got it. Okay, so now kita orang nak discuss tentang the first part of bab 3. So the first part of bab 3 ada kena mengena dengan bab 2. Kerana bab 2 diorang punya discussion tentang nasionalisme. Betapa pentingnya nasionalisme atau semangat nasionalisme untuk negara kita. Betapa pentingnya nasionalisme untuk membawa kemerdekaan ataupun membawa keadilan kepada negara kita. So very very important to know that bila adanya konsep nasionalisme, kita orang nak, bila kita ada perasaan yang cinta yang sangat mendalam untuk negara kita ataupun tanah air kita, untuk kita orang punya bangsa, untuk maruah bangsa kita, maruah kaum kita, maruah also for agama, that's why manusia akan bangun and manusia macam okay, I need to fight for my rights. So that is why we will see the drama of Perang Dunia Pertama dan Perang Dunia Kedua. Tetapi sebelum kita discuss tentang benda tu, we have to talk a little bit about this part. Okay, so kalau kita tengok sini, konflik dunia, pendudukan Jepun, ingat konflik dunia is all the drama, the First World War, the Second World War. Actually we don't talk about it, tapi kita ada Perang Dingin, iaitu Cold War. We don't talk about that because not really relevant to us. Sebab di negara kita, masalah paling besar untuk kita selepas pendudukan Jepun, selepas kemerdekaan kita, kita orang ada masalah komunis, which is something you dah belajar sebenarnya bab 6 tingkatan 4. So konflik dunia ini ada kena mengena dengan pendudukan Jepun because during Perang Dunia Kedua adanya pendudukan Jepun, the Japanese occupation. So a lot of the world conflict, banyak sangat kita orang punya, boleh cakap macam penduduk tempatan banyak sabarlah. Kita ada masalah dengan kita orang punya penjajah. Lepas tu nanti kita tengok kita orang ada Jepun datang, and then of course a lot of people yang sengsara. So because of that nanti dengan bab 4, bab 5 kita tengok kenapa ada banyak tokoh-tokoh bangsa kita atau tokoh-tokoh kaum Melayu ke, orang Cina ke, orang India, kenapa dia orang bangun? Why is it that they want to get up and they want to fight for kita orang punya kemerdekaan? Because enough is enough. Okay, so bab 3 kita kena faham what is the source of kita orang punya konflik. Okay, so kalau kita tengok sini, sebelum kita discuss tentang semua ni, 1914 putera mahkota Austria-Hungary dibunuh, we have to talk about this part, iaitu nasionalisme di negara kita sebelum Perang Dunia. So memang kita orang dah tahu dalam bab 2 kita dah tahu kita memang ada semangat nasionalisme yang sangat tinggi di negara kita, di tanah air kita. Okay, always remember guys, we have to remind ourselves, jangan guna perkataan negara sebab kita orang bukan, we're not a negara yet at that time. Okay, kita orang hanya jadi negara when we are already merdeka, which is in tahun 1957. Okay, so sebenarnya sebelum adanya Perang Dunia, kita orang memang dah ada orang di tanah Melayu yang menentang campur tangan British. Okay, ni sebenarnya kita dah belajar all the way in form 3, bab 7, kita belajar tentang tokoh-tokoh ataupun pejuang tanah air. Kita belajar tentang Tok Janggut, kita belajar tentang Datuk Maharaja Lela, ada Rentap di Sarawak, kita ada Mak Saleh di Sabah. Mereka semua dah bangun untuk menentang British. Tapi dulu, macam mana diorang menentang British ataupun SBUB ataupun keluarga Brooke? Mereka menentang dengan kekerasan. A lot of them use violence, okay? Tapi you already know, kalau kita cuba gaduh and cuba guna kekerasan dengan penjajah seperti British, you already know kita akan dapat reaksi dan tidak balas yang lebih keras daripada British. Kita orang punya teknologi, especially when it comes to senjata, kita memang tak sehebat British. So obviously akan kalah. That is why penting ni kita faham tentang nasionalisme. Sebab nasionalisme ni kita belajar, kita pergi sekolah, kita orang tulis, we tulis cerpen, tulis novel, tulis artikel dalam surat khabar untuk menyedarkan kita orang punya penduduk tempatan. Okay, so kesedaran awal nasionalisme, bila kita orang nak menyebarkan semangat nasionalisme atau membawa kesedaran kepada penduduk tempatan, memang ini akan jadi masalah untuk British. Okay, so that's why British berusaha untuk membendung pengaruh idea gerakan Islam dari Timur Tengah. British ni sebenarnya dia orang risau. Okay, kalau you guys semua pergi Timur Tengah, you go to Middle East, pergi University Al-Azhar, belajar, bawa balik gerakan Islam, bawa balik idea gerakan Islam, bawa balik gerakan Pan-Islamisme punya idea, maka banyak penduduk tempatan yang sebenarnya tak dapat pergi sekolah ataupun tak ada macam peluang untuk dapat pendidikan. That means diorang pun akan macam sedar sebenarnya apa yang British buat kat tanah Melayu tu memang menindas penduduk tempatan. So they're like, because of this, I need to come up with a law. Okay, so mereka memperkenalkan enactment Undang-Undang Islam 1904. So dengan persetujuan Raja-Raja Melayu, basically it's very likely diorang macam mendesak Raja-Raja Melayu untuk macam accept lah, okay. Diorang nak kenalkan macam undang-undang baru yang dikatakan sesiapa yang ingin mencetak atau mengedarkan tulisan berkaitan dengan agama atau apa-apa yang berkaitan dengan politik orang Islam tanpa keizinan Sultan akan dikenakan hukuman penjara. So basically, as you guys will know, all of the people in penduduk tempatan semua taat setia kepada raja. So kalau kita orang buat benda tanpa keizinan Sultan, nampak macam kita orang sebagai rakyat derhaka dengan Sultan. So British ni dia orang pandai, okay? Dia orang guna idea ini untuk buatkan kita orang macam, oh memang I takkan tulis lah, memang I takkan takkan bagi information ataupun I takkan macam cerita tentang apa British buat ataupun macam mana kita harus bangun dan merdekakan diri sendiri kerana takut dengan derhaka, okay? Takut dengan tulah Sultan, because takut the king is going to say that I am derhaka and I'm a terrible citizen, so tak boleh. Okay, British juga memperkenalkan dua badan penyiasat, iaitu Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah, which is Criminal Intelligence Department, dan Biro Siasatan Politik, also known as Political Intelligence Bureau. Sesiapa yang nervous sangat perkataan biro ni, apa maksud dia? Biro is just another way of saying jabatan. Department tu je, okay. So this jabatan is siasatan politik dan siasatan jenayah. So that means sesiapa yang ingin menyebarkan idea progresif ataupun nak menyebarkan idea-idea tentang kemerdekaan atau kesedaran kebangsaan, basically apa yang gerakan Islam buat ataupun kaum muda buat di tanah Melayu memang something that the British very worried about. So the British say, okay, I mesti ada di dua badan penyiasat, I ada undang-undang ni, sesiapa yang melanggar undang-undang ni, siap kau. Okay, so that's the problem. Kenapa British tak bagi kita ada kesedaran kebangsaan? Kalau kita orang ada kesedaran kebangsaan, then kita akan tahu sebenarnya you tertipu I, and that's what the British don't want. Okay, that's why they try to menyekat kita orang punya kesedaran kebangsaan. So kebangkitan Islam is very important guys, because kebangkitan Islam ni sebenarnya peringkat antarabangsa. Okay, memang kita dah belajar gerakan Pan-Islamisme di Turki Uthmaniyah, also known as the Ottoman Empire in Turkey. Gerakan Pan-Islamisme ialah untuk menyeru semua umat Islam yang dijajah atau ditindas oleh penjajah bangun. Okay, bangun and do what? Fight against our penjajah. So penentangan Tok Janggut, kita pernah belajar sebenarnya, merupakan hasil daripada kesedaran politik antarabangsa. What does that mean? It means that yes, Tok Janggut sebenarnya di Pasir Putih di Kelantan tak suka dengan penjajah British kerana memang menyusahkan atau menyulitkan penduduk tempatan di Pasir Putih. Yes, correct. Tetapi there is a very big part of this also. Minta maaf, kat sana tak tutup my WhatsApp. Apologies. Always mute your phone, guys. Okay. So because of this, Tok Janggut pun macam, okay, number one, kita tak suka dengan British kat sini sebab dia orang menyulitkan kehidupan kita di Pasir Putih. Okay. Dan number two, memang kerana kita ingin membangkitkan kesedaran untuk menentang penjajah, because penjajah ni memang datang, and also untuk mempertahankan agama Islam. Okay, so yes, Tok Janggut is because of kesedaran politik antarabangsa, melibatkan penduduk di Pasir Putih, tetapi ini mostly untuk mempertahankan agama Islam dan juga hak penduduk tempatan. Alright, so on top of this, Tok Janggut datang jadi masalah, headache untuk British. At the same time, ada banyak pergolakan politik yang berlaku di Eropah. So there's a lot of drama that's happening back home for the British. Okay, so satu headache untuk British kat tanah Melayu, lepas tu ada lagi headache kat at home. So there's a lot of drama here. Okay, so penentang Tok Janggut ni is very important to remember kerana Ini adalah rentetan daripada cetusan kebangkitan masyarakat Islam sedunia. That means a lot of people dah makin sedar, British ni taking me for a ride, right? So Tok Janggut, it's very important to remember kerana dipengaruhi oleh penglibatan Empire Uthmaniyah dalam Perang Dunia Pertama. So kenapa relevant? Because nanti kita tengok Turkey or the Ottoman Empire, they will be part of the First World War. And then nanti kesan Perang Dunia Pertama memang ada kesan yang sangat mendalam untuk kerajaan Turki Uthmaniyah. Right? So because of this, we have to remember Tok Janggut and what Tok Janggut did in Pasir Putih, in Kelantan, and macam mana mempengaruhi all of the isu yang kita ada di Tanah Melayu. Okay, so British ni memang berwaspada. Dia orang dah tahu, memang ada banyak orang dah bangkit, so I have to find a way to push them down again. So British memang berwaspada dengan sokongan orang Melayu kepada Empire Uthmaniyah. Okay, and of course, a lot of the people di Tanah Melayu, dia orang akan menyokong kerajaan Turki Uthmaniyah kerana kerajaan Turki Uthmaniyah merupakan kerajaan beragama Islam, right? So obviously kita di Tanah Melayu we will support the Muslims, right? So the British is like, this is difficult because I am fighting against the Turkish people. Macam mana ni? Tetapi ini kawasan tanah jajahan I. Habis tu orang kat tanah jajahan I semua tak suka dengan I. What should I do? So what would you do if you were the British, kan? So kalau kita tengok sini, kegagalan penentangan bersenjata Tok Janggut menyebabkan masyarakat menyusun strategi lain untuk menentang pihak British. I already told you just now. When it comes to the British, kalau you nak menentang diorang, you nak gunakan kekerasan untuk menentang British, you guna teknologi senjata. Teknologi senjata British memang number one. So kalau you nak gaduh dengan British, you will lose. For sure you will lose. What happened to Tok Janggut? Unfortunately, Tok Janggut was sacrificed. Tok Janggut died in a battle. So how? And you all remember already the story, right? I think Kak Sarah dah cerita dah. Tok Janggut punya mayat digantung secara songsang untuk menunjukkan penduduk di Pasir Putih ataupun penduduk di Kelantan. You tengok, kalau you menentang, you bangun and then you bangkit, what's going to happen to you? I will hang your body upside down. Okay, ini sebagai amaran kepada penduduk tempatan. Right? So kita orang pun dah realise, kalau kita orang nak menentang British and then kita guna cara kekerasan tak jadi, then what do we do? What do I do? Then you got to use your brains, right? So here kita tengok akhbar dan majalah menjadi wahana penting, very important alat untuk meniupkan kesedaran kebangsaan. Kenapa ada banyak yang tak nak bangun? Kenapa ada banyak orang yang macam masih menyokong British ataupun don't know what is happening di Tanah Melayu? Kerana mereka tidak ada kesedaran. That's why pentingnya adanya akhbar dan majalah. Tetapi, you rasa British bagi tak? Kita ada kesedaran politik yang dilakukan secara terang-terangan. You rasa British bagi ke kita buka akhbar cakap British sucks, kita benci sangat dengan penjajah British, gila. It will never happen. So actually what they did was the British sebenarnya ada undang-undang untuk menghalang orang Melayu menyatakan sikap politik mereka melalui bahan bertulis. So sebenarnya ada undang-undang yang cakap you cannot write bad things or benda-benda negatif tentang British dalam akhbar you. So benda-benda dalam akhbar kita is all about, hari ni catat ada berapa orang meninggal dunia ataupun hari ni ada accident kat sini. Tetapi anything to do with macam mana kita nak mengkritik British, tak boleh. Don't allow at all. So because kita ada undang-undang yang mengawal kebebasan bersuara, penerbitan, berpersatuan dan kawalan ketat British terhadap kegiatan yang boleh mengancam kedudukan mereka, ini menyebabkan kesedaran kebangsaan tidak meluas dalam akhbar Melayu sebelum Perang Dunia Kedua. Yes, dalam bab 2 kita belajar, memang diorang ada yang berani, tetapi not as many people will get access to the newspapers. So kalau tak ada banyak orang yang dapat baca, then tak dapatlah kesedaran kebangsaan, right? That is why penting ni kita ada karya-karya kreatif. Okay, karya-karya kreatif seperti macam Anak Mak Lela Gila dari Pak Sako, ataupun kita orang ada Melur Kuala Lumpur yang ditulis oleh Harun Aminur Rashid. So kalau kita orang guna karya-karya kreatif, kita orang guna very creative stories, instead of just say, I tak suka British penjajah, menghina penduduk tempatan. Okay, instead of saying that, kita orang guna cerita instead. So for example, kita ada cerita Tekukur. Cerita Tekukur ini, what is the perkataan Tekukur? It's actually an animal, guys. Okay, Kak Sarah tunjuk. Right. 1 minute. Okay, kalau kita tengok sini, this is a tekukur. Okay, burung tekukur. My translation is a spotted dove. I think there's many different types of burung tekukur. Ini, I think, if I'm not mistaken, burung tekukur biasa. Okay, so cerita tekukur ini ada mengena dengan burung. Okay, so let's think about it from a creative writing point of view. Okay, so kita tengok. Oops. Minta maaf. Error, minta maaf. Okay, so kalau kita tengok sini cerita tekukur sebenarnya cerita yang tersiar dalam akhbar Melayu seperti Utusan Melayu, Lembaga Melayu, Lidah Teruna dan Pengasuh pada 1920. Apa ceritanya? What is the story about actually? If you see here, diorang dah cakap undang-undang kan. Undang-undang kita tak boleh tulis tentang apa-apa yang mengena dengan penjajah, right? So kita orang kena guna wajah dan berlaku haiwan disebabkan adanya undang-undang pemerintah yang mengongkong penerbitan akhbar. So, the story is, it's actually Tekukur nombor 1874 dan juga Tekukur nombor 199. Actually guys, ini tarik penting. Why? Because 1909, 1874, ini adalah tahun yang negeri-negeri Melayu kita dikuasai oleh British. Okay, so here, what is the story about? Tekukur ini sebenarnya menangis nasibnya. Once upon a time, tekukur ni tinggal di negeri yang merdeka. Okay, ataupun the tekukur is a bird, right? It can fly anywhere. Okay, flap its wings, fly. Okay, tetapi unfortunately one day terkurung pula dalam sangkar emas. So what happened? It's caught and then it has to sit and live inside this gold cage. Walaupun dia punya sangkar is sangkar yang emas, wow, cantiknya sangkar emas, tetapi it doesn't change the fact that burung ini dah kehilangan kemerdekaan. So cerita ni tentang burung yang sedih lah sebab I once upon a time I can fly but now I cannot fly anymore. So kalau British baca kita orang punya cerita ni, cerita tekukur ni dalam Utusan Melayu for example kan, British takkan nak pergi kat kita orang bilang, hoi, you tulis tentang diri sendiri ke? You tulis tentang ada orang ni datang dan apa tu kurung burung tu dalam sangkar emas ke? So kita akan tanya dia orang, ini cerita je. I tak cakap ini orang Melayu ke, orang Cina ke, orang India ke, orang British ke. I tak cakap. I cakap ini burung. So, you trying to say that you calling me a burung, I'm going to call myself a burung. So you see guys, kita orang guna wajah dan pelaku haiwan in a way to meningkatkan kesedaran kebangsaan. So even though they say, hey, the story sounds so familiar, why is it that the story sound like it's me? You perasan lah. I don't think the story is about you lah. I write about a bird, it's not about you. Okay, that's how kita dapat meningkatkan kesedaran kebangsaan. Okay, because you already know, British memang mengongkong penerbitan akhbar. Dia orang akan tapis semua benda, check apa you tulis, apa yang nampak macam tak betul, apa nampak macam mengkritik British, they will cut. Okay, so that is nasionalisme di negara kita sebelum Perang Dunia Pertama. Okay, sekarang kita nak tengok tentang Perang Dunia Pertama. Apalah latar belakang Perang Dunia? So you guys know Perang Dunia Pertama. The first time it was called, like the first war that we had was called Perang Dunia. It was not even called Perang Dunia Pertama, okay, because well, it's called World War, right? Manusia memang at that time memang dah banyak sangat kesengsaraan, banyak sangat benda musnah di dunia kita. Because of that, diorang macam, I never want to go through another war again. But you guys already know, less than 20 years later, another war will come. So the first time Perang Dunia macam pertama tu dikenali sebagai the Great War. The Great War because, well, it's so big and it's so scary and banyak sangat orang mati, banyak orang sangat yang macam merana. That's why we never want to have a war again. We will talk about masalah Perang Dunia Pertama. Okay, so kenapa adanya Perang Dunia? Macam Kak Sarah discuss tadi tentang perkembangan nasionalisme. Kalau kita ada nasionalisme di negeri kawasan kita atau tanah air sendiri, Filipina ada satu, Thailand ada satu, kita orang ada perkembangan nasionalisme di Indonesia, kita ada perkembangan nasionalisme di Perancis, ada banyak. Bila kita ada perkembangan nasionalisme, ada banyak rakyat yang akan bangun dan realize, sebenarnya I need to fight for my rights. And this is all along negara-negara Eropah. So actually before they even discuss about, oh, I want to fight for my rights, ada sebenarnya persaingan antara kuasa imperialis untuk mempertahankan kepentingan masing-masing. Dulu is simple. Siapa yang ada tempat yang paling besar atau kawasan yang paling luas, okay, yang mereka jajah atau like di bawah naungan mereka, that kuasa imperialis akan dikenali sebagai kuasa yang paling hebat. So everybody want to be number one. Okay, everybody want to be winner. Everybody want gold medal, right? There can only be one winner for the gold medal. Then you got silver, then you got bronze, right? That's Olympics, right? So dalam dunia ni dengan kuasa pun sama. At that time, kuasa yang paling besar will be considered like the British lah, okay? Mereka panggil diri sendiri sebagai the empire. Betapa hebatnya mereka, kan? Tetapi di Eropah, ada banyak kawasan yang ada macam makan negeri-negeri yang lebih kecil ataupun yang tak berkuasa sangat lah, okay? The power is very limited, okay? And so when they makan all these places, nanti ada banyak orang yang tinggal di kawasan tersebut yang macam tak puas hati. Macam, kenapa I kena kat bawah this kerajaan? Kenapa I tak boleh merdeka? So they will also want to get up and start fighting for their own rights. Okay? So number one, kita tengok Perang Dunia Pertama, kenapa adanya apa faktor yang mencetus Perang Dunia Pertamanya ialah persaingan kuasa imperialis. Okay, so at that time kita ada, at that time kita ada revolusi industri. Okay, in English we call it the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution ni atau revolusi perindustrian diperkenalkan di England dulu. England first, okay? So revolusi ini, it means a really, really big change, right? We talked about this before dengan revolusi Prancis, revolusi keagungan, a very, very big change that we cannot undo, right? So revolusi perindustrian ada banyak yang macam fokus on pembukaan kilang-kilang yang besar. So bila dia nak buka kilang-kilang, all of this is untuk memastikan like production level yang lebih besar, okay? So the whole point is the more we make, the more we sell, the more money we earn, right? So bila kita ada revolusi perindustrian, kita perlu buka macam kilang yang besar, okay? We need a lot of sumber bahan mentah. That is why ada persaingan dalam kalangan kuasa imperialis, okay? Ada satu, diorang tak ada sumber bahan mentah. Diorang kena cari tanah jajahan untuk memperoleh this bahan mentah. Remember guys, bahan mentah kena bahan mentah secara we have to make sure we have a constant supply of bahan mentah seperti arang batu, petroleum, biji timah. Guys, mana kita nak cari petroleum Mana kita nak cari biji timah? Obviously some parts of Asia, right? At the same time, diorang nak dapatkan bahan mentah, they want to get for free because they don't want to pay for it. Number two, diorang perlu pasarkan hasil industri mereka. So apa yang diorang dapat dari kita, they store from us already lah. Okay, they take all of our biji timah, then they bring it back to their orang punya kilang, dan buat hasilkan produk itu. They need to sell this product. So they need pasaran baru. Siapalah pasaran dia orang? Kita lah, siapa lagi? Alright. So because of this, memang ada banyak persaingan antara kuasa imperialis di Eropah seperti Perancis dan juga Jerman. So a lot of them want to catch up with the British, okay? Excuse me. So that's that. Remember that a lot of them want to catch up with the British. Okay. Number two is Pakatan Ketenteraan. So I want to go down here first and explain dengan you guys. Sila tulis kalau sesiapa yang tak tahu. Kuasa tengah dikenali sebagai Central Powers. Okay. Please write Kuasa tengah is known as Central Powers. So just in case, I will write this down for you guys. Kuasa tengah is Central Powers, whereas Pakatan Bertiga is known as Triple Entente. So nanti bila you guys nak macam cari YouTube videos on your own, kalau you dengar perkataan Central Powers, janganlah takut sebab sebenarnya Central Powers, it just means kuasa tengah. Okay, Pakatan Bertiga is Triple Entente. Bertiga, triple lah, 3. Okay, so apa itu maksud Pakatan Ketenteraan? So we talk about that first before I go through with you guys. So bila kita ada Pakatan Ketenteraan, memang ini akan menyebabkan ketidakstabilan politik. So bila kita ada macam pakatan, is like when you're allies, right? So for example, kuasa tengah ialah Germany, atau negara Jerman dan Austria-Hungary, dan juga eventually disertai oleh Bulgaria dan juga Empire Uthmaniyah, which is Ottoman Empire lah. Okay, whereas kita ada pakatan bertiga, Triple Entente, your three biggest imperialist powers, okay, Britain, Perancis dan juga Rusia. Dan later on akan disokong oleh Serbia, Italy, Romania, Portugal dan juga Greece. Okay, so Greece is the Eastern Europe. Okay, so here kalau kita tengok kuasa tengah, pakatan bertiga, diorang ni macam ada geng sendirilah. Okay, so geng Triple Entente memang tak suka geng kuasa tengah. Okay, and kuasa tengah pun tak suka dengan Triple Entente. So ada competition, right? And because diorang ada pakatan ketenteraan, ini menyebabkan ketidakstabilan politik. Kenapa? Oh, I don't trust that group, man. That group look like macam nak gaduh dengan kita orang. And then the other side tu macam, kenapa dia tengok kita macam ni? Pandang serong. Nak gaduh ke? So, bila kita orang ada macam, we have this kind of feelings, okay, no one's ever going to feel safe. Because every night before I sleep, macam, mungkinkah yang group yang kita tak suka tu, yang macam tunjuk-tunjuk muka kat kita orang tu, mungkin dia ada nak bom kita orang punya rumah. Macam mana ni? Can I trust this person? That's why kita ada ketidakstabilan politik. Nobody feels safe. And dengan ketidakstabilan politik, dia orang ada persaingan, okay? There's a lot of competition. Oh, you think you hebat, I'm going to be even more hebat than you. So mereka semua bersaing untuk mendapatkan tanah jajahan, okay? They also bersaing untuk menghasilkan senjata moden. This one is very important, guys. Sebab macam, macam I punya neighbor tu yang I tak suka, I punya jiran tu, dia ada macam satu machine gun yang ditunjuk kat rumah I. Oh, I'm going to make my own machine gun. Instead of one, I got 3 machine gun. And then after that, I got this light to shine on my neighbor. So when we have all of these, guys, we are going to create a feeling of macam nobody trusts anybody. So it's a very, very tense atmosphere. That means you rasa macam you're not safe at all. Okay, can you imagine kalau you ada jiran and depan rumah you is your jiran tu macam they put the machine gun right in front of your door. Do you feel safe? You don't feel safe, guys. Why? Bila diorang bersaing untuk menghasilkan senjata moden, that's actually really bad, guys, because they're going to create better and better and better weapons, and then what happened? Then we will feel like, oh wow, macam okay, terancam, I don't feel good, I'm going to make more weapons. That's very bad. Okay, on top of that, kalau diorang dah menghasilkan senjata moden, senjata diorang dah macam memang hebat gila, memang super canggih, right? So imagine if today my neighbor show me that machine gun, you think my neighbor wants to fight with me or not? Obviously my neighbor wants to fight, right? That's why mereka sedia berperang untuk mempertahankan kepentingan masing-masing. You have to remember, guys, kuasa imperialis, any kuasa lah really, any negara, diorang hanya ingin berperang ataupun whatever that they want to do hanya untuk mempertahankan kepentingan masing-masing. Like hari ni in Malaysia, we only want to do things that is going to be best for Malaysia. Yes, we love the world, we want world peace, tetapi there's no way we want it to be more important, like, oh, we care more about what happened in Indonesia than we care for Malaysia. No, we have to worry about Malaysia first. That's the idea, okay? So if everybody's busy thinking like this, everybody's suspicious of each other, semua rasa macam terancam, then what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, the war is going to happen, okay? Lastly, ialah krisis rantau Balkan. So Balkans we refer to as like Eastern Europe. Okay, I'll show you guys the map later, okay? So apa masalah krisis rantau Balkan ni sebenarnya? This Balkan region ada satu negara atau kuasa empire yang dikenali sebagai Austria-Hungary. So, I'll show you guys the map. It's in the next page, page 55. So, ini Austria-Hungary. Kenapa dikenali sebagai Austria-Hungary? Because today it's two totally different negara, right? So, Austria-Hungary ni memang sebuah empire yang sangat besar. Okay? Memang sangat berkuasa. What do? Mereka meluaskan kawasan mereka, makan kawasan yang lebih kecil ataupun kawasan yang not as strong as them, right? Because it's all about winning. I want to be the gold Olympic winner, right? So Austria-Hungary memang dah makan banyak tempat, okay? And of course, there are banyak orang yang di bawah kuasa Austria-Hungary yang macam tak puas hati dengan Austria-Hungary. Okay, so here drama dia dengan sebuah negara dikenali sebagai Serbia, okay? They're all very near each other. You see, Austria-Hungary, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, all of these we consider as Balkans or Eastern Europe. Okay, so here dia tak puas hati. Actually, bukan is Austria-Hungary ni macam marah lah because what happened was Austria-Hungary menuduh Serbia menghasut rakyat Austria yang berketurunan Serb. So you guys can see, right, memang ada banyak sangat, Serbia dengan Austria-Hungary memang sangat dekat. So obviously people live around, maybe there are some people who living in Austria-Hungary, maybe some people who are Austrians living in Serbia, right? It's how it is lah. Macam kita kat Malaysia, people live in Singapore, people live in Indonesia, very, very close to each other, right? So kerajaan Austria-Hungary ni rasa macam orang rakyat Austria yang berketurunan Serb, that means they're like the families from Serbia, nak membebaskan diri daripada pemerintahan Austria-Hungary. So Austria-Hungary macam tak puas hati, okay? And then what happened was Serbia macam, you gila lah, mana ada, what are you talking about, wake up, you crazy, right? So Austria-Hungary macam, I'm watching you. Whereas kemuncak krisis Balkan ini ialah pembunuhan Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Who is Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Okay, actually guys, is I don't know whether you guys know this, but time Kak Sarah, ada band, I think it's from the UK or Scotland or something. They're called Franz Ferdinand, okay, because they named themselves after this guy. Okay, so Franz Ferdinand merupakan putra mahkota Austria-Hungary. He was the crown prince of Austria-Hungary. I mean, he's going to become the #1 guy in Austria-Hungary. Okay, unfortunately, what happened? Franz Ferdinand dan isterinya Sophie dibunuh oleh seorang pemuda Serbia. Okay, so dun dun dun. So sebenarnya memang ada pemuda Serbia. And then later on, peristiwa ini dia macam trigger tau. Dia macam that one thing to be like, from there everybody macam, oh my god, you crazy. That's why everybody macam marah and everybody start fighting. Okay, that's why Eropah terjerumus dalam kancah Perang Dunia Pertama. That's why it ended up in the battlefield of the First World War. Okay, so I will show you a video, guys, because I think the video got cute, got like visuals yang macam lebih menarik daripada Kak Sarah punya muka. So I'll let you guys watch it. Just give me 1 minute, okay? So Archduke Franz Ferdinand ni agak kesian lah sebenarnya, because he went to go and visit all the kawasan, and then after that it was his driver that made the mistake. So kesian lah, agak kesian. So I'm gonna let you guys watch it. 1 minute. This one right here. Okay. Okay, hopefully inshallah everybody can see. I'll turn this off. Okay, you go.
Sure. Most would say World War I started with a gunshot. But there's a lot more to the story. This is Leopold Loika. He was born on September 17, 1886 in the old Bohemian village of Telch. Originally a horse wrangler, Leopold moved on to real horsepower when he became Archduke Franz Ferdinand's chauffeur in 1909. Archduke Ferdinand was first in line to the Austro-Hungarian throne, then occupied by Emperor Franz Joseph I. But serving as emperor wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Austria-Hungary wasn't exactly the most popular European country at the time. 1908, the Austro-Hungarian Empire annexes Bosnia. This ticks off Bosnian nationalists who wanted to unify all southern Slavic countries under one government. Tensions are still high in 1914 when Archduke Ferdinand decides to visit Bosnia. If there were any place where Ferdinand were to get got, Sarajevo, Bosnia's capital, would be it. Despite this, Ferdinand decides to drive around Sarajevo with the top down in his limousine. Leopold Loika is driving when, out of the corner of his eye, he spots a small bomb hurtling towards the Archduke and his wife. He slams on the gas and the bomb misses its target. The bomb was thrown by Nedeljko Čebrinović, a member of the Young Serbian Nationalist Movement. There are a few injuries, but Ferdinand and his wife are unharmed. After gathering their bearings, Leopold drives on to a scheduled meet and greet between the Archduke and local officials. The officials want to take the Archduke on a tour of the city, but Ferdinand instead decides he wants to visit the wounded victims from the bomb attack. He gets back into the car with his wife and has Leopold drive off to the hospital. In all fairness to Leopold, he didn't know the exact route. No map, no GPS. He made a mistake and turned onto the wrong street. Unfortunately for Leopold and the rest of Europe, this was the street where Gavrilo Princip, one of the co-conspirators of the earlier assassination attempt, happened to be having a drink. Princip can't believe his luck. He has an opportunity to finish out what he started earlier that day. As the crowd tries to subdue Princip, the Archduke and his wife are left bleeding in the car. One bullet struck the Archduke in the neck, the other his wife in the stomach. Both die within the hour. In response to the assassination of the heir to its crown, Austria-Hungary seeks support from Germany. Germany agrees, and Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Russia, Serbia's ally, mobilizes its forces, and as a result, Germany declares war on Russia. Russia's ally, France, then mobilizes its forces, which causes Germany to declare war on France. In turn, Great Britain declares war on Germany. Austria-Hungary then declares war on Russia, Serbia declares war on Germany, and France and Great Britain declare war on Austria-Hungary. The First World War has begun, and all because of a wrong turn.
Okay, hope that give everybody information. So just know that the reason why Archduke Franz Ferdinand macam meninggal dunia and was shot before meninggal dunia was shot was because of a wrong turn. Okay, tapi actually we know that that's trigger, meaning that that's one of the peristiwa yang berlaku yang membawa kepada Perang Dunia Pertama. Sebenarnya memang kita dah tahu ada banyak faktor kan. Apa faktor yang kita nampak tadi? The factor is simple. Again, persaingan kuasa imperialis, pakatan ketenteraan dan juga krisis rantau Balkan. So there's really more than just, oh, ada orang mati, shoot the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, more than that. So now we're going to see the headache just now the guy was talking about, kan? Okay, so let's go one by one, okay? 28 Julai 1914, Austria-Hungary ada sokongan Jerman. So remember, bila diorang Austria-Hungary dikatakan ada sokongan Jerman, Austria-Hungary dengan Jerman ni diorang ada sama gang, okay? They are part of kuasa tengah, Central Powers. Okay, mereka mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Serbia because dia macam, hoi Serbia, you punya pemuda yang bunuh Archduke Franz Ferdinand ni sebenarnya seorang pemuda Serb. So we are going to go to war against you, gonna fight you, okay? And then of course Serbia macam, alamak, I didn't ask for this war. Then Rusia, okay, memberi bantuan ketenteraan untuk tolong mempertahankan Serbia pada 30 Julai 1914. So kenapa Rusia dan Serbia they are part of Pakatan Bertiga, okay? Then, okay, so just imagine this, okay guys. The best way I can explain to you is this. We have to talk about Germany, okay? Ataupun negara Jerman. Kenapa dikenali sebagai kuasa tengah? Central Powers, you see it? We look at the map of Europe, what's in the middle? German dan juga Austria-Hungary. Okay, so kalau kita tengok sini Pakatan Bertiga, kita ada Perancis, kita ada Portugal, Ireland, Britain, kita orang ada Rusia, Romania, Serbia, Greece, Crete, Sicily, Italy, and Italy lah, basically Italy, Corsica, Sardinia. Okay, all of them all part of Pakatan Bertiga. But when we talk about Pakatan Bertiga, the biggest one would be here. Okay, Britain, Perancis dengan Rusia. Okay. Also guys, to remind everybody that this is Eropah, always don't forget to look at Italy. Italy ni nampak macam high heel boot. Macam dia pakai boots, macam boots perempuan yang macam cantik, yang macam the knee high boots. Okay, and just imagine Italy kicking Sicily, because you know Italy loves football, and Italy is a place that is known for leather. Okay, for any leatherware. So just think of you just think of this, and then you see the map, and you know where everything is. Okay, so here Germany, masalah Germany, I don't know whether you guys have friends like that lah, but dalam geng you mesti ada satu kawan yang macam suka cari gaduh, okay, ataupun basically suka start drama lah, okay, or friend yang macam super ganggu, yang macam love you so much, yang macam nak tolong mempertahankan you punya maruah, okay, and that is German. German is that one friend yang macam, jom kita gaduh, because they want to help you, okay, but actually because German tu ada banyak masalah dengan negara-negara lain, okay, so like I said 28 Julai, Austria-Hungary mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Serbia, dapat sokongan daripada kawan dia orang Jerman. 30 Julai, Rusia cakap, you don't bully Serbia, may I datang tolong Serbia dengan bantuan ketenteraan. And then 1 Ogos, Germany macam, you cakap apa? You cakap apa? You nak gaduh dengan I? You nak bagi bantuan ketenteraan kepada Serbia? You are rude. So Jerman pun mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Rusia. You guys see, right? You guys see the pattern, macam super excited want to gaduh friend. And then 3 Ogos, Jerman pun macam dah marah because they found out that Perancis pun menyebelahi Rusia. So Perancis macam, yes, I'm going to protect my friend Russia, because kenapa you nak gaduh dengan Russia? Russia tak apa-apa dengan you, they didn't do anything wrong to you, so what's the problem? And then German macam, you pun nak cari gaduh dengan I, so I pun akan cari gaduh dengan you. So 3rd of August mereka mengisytiharkan perang terhadap Perancis. Lepas tu Jerman menceroboh Belgium untuk menyerang Perancis. So this is the part where the map is very important, guys. So Jerman kat sini, Perancis kat sini, this is Belgium, right? So mereka menceroboh, that means they masuk and they invaded Belgium. They went through Belgium in order to go to France, okay? And then kesianlah Belgium, because Belgium is like, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why you want to come to my house, to like go through my house to beat, you know, my neighbor up. What's your problem? Okay, so you guys can see Germany memang ada banyak rage issues, okay? Lepas tu 4 Ogos, ini that's when the big gang come into the picture. If there's one thing kita kena ingat, okay, tentang Britain ini dan kuasa mereka dalam kuasa tengah, Britain ni memang tak suka Jerman. Okay, they hate the Germans, okay? So they found out, satu, Jerman ni macam super excited, mengada, nak tolong kawan semua, nak mengisytiharkan perang dengan siapa? Serbia, lepas tu dengan Rusia, lepas tu dengan Perancis. Amboi, mengadanya. That is why 4 Ogos British menyertai Rusia dan juga Perancis untuk memerangi Jerman. Okay, because they're like, apa you buat? Macam mana you menceroboh Belgium? It's wrong, bro. You patutnya tak boleh buat macam tu. So in October of 1914, later on, it's got something to do with technically us, Empire Uthmaniyah, which is the Ottoman Empire, menyertai peperangan. Actually, they were like kind of forced to masuk the peperangan lah under kuasa tengah. Okay, to tolong dalam penekawan. So mana Empire Uthmaniyah nampak tu? Dekat sangat dengan Austria-Hungary dan juga kawasan Eastern Europe. So that's why they joined. Okay, then in March of 1915, Italy menyertai Rusia, Rusia, Perancis dan juga Britain dalam pakatan bertiga. So they enter the Czech. And then much later, April 1917, Amerika Syarikat akan menyertai peperangan untuk memihak kepada pakatan bertiga. So actually, right, this drama from 1914 to 1917, fighting. The one where the Americans come into the picture, that's when things will start to change a little bit. Okay, so everybody, I hope everybody understand this. Just remember, kalau susah sangat nak ingat, is simply siapa yang suka cari gaduh and mengisytiharkan perang. That's all. Okay. So what started as something small became this super huge thing. So macam mana berakhirnya Perang Dunia Pertama? Oh, this is the part. Okay, macam Kak Sarah cakap tadi, Amerika Syarikat menyertai peperangan. They entered the Czech in April 1917. Jom, kita gaduh lagi, right? So ini penglibatan Amerika Syarikat sebenarnya membawa kejayaan kepada Pakatan Bertiga, because everybody was struggling. They don't know how to fight, and then the Germans were relentless, guys. There are so many movies yang kita boleh tengok tentang Perang Dunia Pertama. I don't know whether you guys have ever heard of the movie, but there is a movie called 1917. That's got something to do with obviously the First World War. This was a movie I think yang keluar maybe 2 or 3 years ago. That's a very, very good movie. I think you guys can find it on some streaming sites, so you guys can check it out. It's a very beautifully done film. Kalau kita nak cari movies tentang Perang Dunia Kedua, memang ada banyak lah, okay? Tetapi Perang Dunia Pertama, not as many that is as good. So 1917 is one of the better films that I really enjoyed. So I think you guys, kalau ada masa and kalau cukup internet, and internet is not terrible, you guys should consider. Ataupun you guys can go check out the trailer for the movie. Very simple to remember, 1917. Okay, that's a really, really good movie. I don't even know how to explain to you guys. I really, really love that movie. Okay, so 1917, that would give you an explanation. Ooh, yes, chat. 1917, yes, betul, Crescent, betul 1917. Macam you know, the tahun bila Amerika Syarikat menyertai peperangan. Okay, actually cerita tu agak interesting kerana cerita tu dia orang buat macam one take. InsyaAllah nanti kalau ada masa Kak Sarah tunjuk the trailer dengan you guys, for you guys, okay? So bila Amerika Syarikat masuk, okay, ini membawa kejayaan kepada Pakatan Bertiga, because at that time, at some point dia orang rasa macam, oh my god, Germany rasa dia orang ada idea dan taktik-taktik baru ni, how to fight against them, okay? So later on ini akan membawa, bila Amerika masuk, then that's why ada kejayaan pada tahun 1918. So unfortunately, Jerman terpaksa menandatangani genjatan bersenjata. Okay, so genjatan senjata is a very important word. Okay, basically it's ceasefire, guys. Okay, so genjatan senjata means to stop fighting, put down your weapons. Okay, so if anybody that don't understand apa itu genjatan senjata, just write it down. Put down your weapons. Stop fighting. Time out. Time out. That is genjatan bersenjata. Okay. Now, okay. I'm gonna try to explain this part to you guys. Okay. It's not really relevant dalam kita orang punya exam, tetapi untuk kita orang ada better understanding of apa itu genjatan senjata, just know that genjatan senjata, we call this in English armistice. Okay, stay with me. I promise this will make sense. Okay. Okay. Saya tulis dulu. So, sini dikenali sebagai armistice. Genjatan senjata ini armistice 11 November 1918 is when they stop fighting. They said, again, put your weapons down. Stop fighting by land, air, sea, nothing. Stop. Okay? Stop. Okay? So, they stop officially. That's what we call an armistice. So, the next time you guys nampak perkataan armistice, jangan takut. It just means genjatan senjata. Okay? Stop. Okay? Lepas all this stop fighting, put down the weapons, not enough. Kita mesti ada siri persidangan dan perjanjian damai. We must have peace treaties atau peace agreements. We must sign letters, we must sign agreements, we must promise and buat perjanjian semua, because tak cukup untuk just say, stop fighting, I surrender, enough. Tak boleh. We have to make sure perkara ini tidak berlaku lagi. That's the problem. That's the hope lah at that time. Dia macam, this war is so terrible. Memang banyak sangat orang yang sengsara, banyak kemusnahan. Tak boleh dah, tak boleh. That's why they have to come up with siri persidangan dan juga perjanjian damai. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, they also explain that lepas ni Amerika Syarikat diiktiraf sebagai kuasa besar dunia selepas Perang Dunia Pertama, because Americans helped solve the problem and solve the fighting and make sure Germany kalah dalam Perang Dunia Pertama. So this is a very important one. Sesiapa yang ada kawan-kawan yang belajar IGCSE, they will be studying this actually as well. Tapi diorang punya material is a bit different from you guys, because diorang akan discuss tentang wajarkah persidangan damai Paris ini. So sebenarnya ada kena-mengena dengan soalan kebat lah. Okay. Yes, untunglah US masuk melas lah. Oi, tetapi janganlah cakap untung je. Kalau kita tengok video nanti, I rasa Kak Sarah dah mungkin nanti I boleh double check whether I dah hantar ke tak link untuk video-video untuk tengok. Basically apa yang Kak Sarah ajar is like 2% je apa yang berlaku di Perang Dunia Pertama. Okay, so bila mereka masuk ni, not like I'm trying to like anybody, tetapi Amerika memang tolong lah. They didn't just come in and be like, hello, I'm here. No lah, they orang actually tolong lah. Okay, so you have to know why. Sedikit, really Crescent, very little. So inshallah nanti I can give you guys the videos, you guys can watch it. You don't necessarily need to know everything, tetapi siapa yang nak lebih information, you guys can watch the videos. Okay, so persidangan damai Paris. Okay, kita kena discuss tentang ini. Sebenarnya ada kena-mengena dengan kebat. Okay, persidangan damai Paris dikenali sebagai the Paris Peace Conference. Okay, so sesiapa yang nak cari on YouTube, in English, very important to know, Paris Peace Conference. Okay. Sebenarnya dalam Paris Peace Conference ni, diorang ada banyak perjanjian yang ditandatangani. Okay. Tetapi persidangan damai Paris ni, persidangan is like a conference, like a meeting, right? We sit down and discuss. Okay. So they had it in a place called Paris. As you guys know, Paris is in France, right? We'll talk about Versailles in a bit. Okay. So perjanjian sidang Paris diadakan tahun 18 Januari 1919. Kan Kak Sarah dah cakap tadi, 11 November 1918 is the armistice, genjatan senjata. So they had a few weeks for them to sit down and plan this persidangan damai untuk membincangkan syarat perdamaian selepas perang. So at that time dia macam, wow, banyak sangat kemusnahan. We have to sign an agreement to make sure takkan happen again. So syarat ini sebenarnya bertujuan untuk memastikan Jerman tidak lagi menjadi ancaman kepada keamanan di Eropah, because diorang punya understanding is yang sebenarnya drama yang buat kecoh sebenarnya ni Jerman. So kita kena memastikan Jerman kena bayar untuk diorang punya kekecohan. Okay. So persidangan ini melahirkan juga deklarasi 14 perkara Woodrow Wilson. Okay, stay with me guys, stay with me. So Woodrow Wilson ialah President Amerika Syarikat at that time. So Woodrow Wilson was the President of the United States. Okay, dan Woodrow Wilson ni kan seorang yang dikenali sebagai seorang idealist. Okay, sebenarnya Woodrow Wilson ni dan negara Amerika, they are very far away from Eropah. Okay, yang banyak nampak macam kemusnahan would be people like negara seperti Perancis lah. Okay, so Perancis ni memang they will go hard. Dia macam yes, Jerman memang menyusahkan hidup kita, memang buat hidup kita merana. You gonna have to pay Germany. So that's the whole point of this persidangan. Okay, tapi Woodrow Wilson ini datang dengan perkara 14 perkara, sorry, which is known in English as 14 points. So what is it that Woodrow Wilson came up with? Woodrow Wilson cakap serious guys, kita mesti ada asas perdamaian. What? Chill guys, chill. Kita kena macam ada foundation. How to be best friends again, how to not fight again, right? So deklarasi ini merangkumi dua prinsip utama, iaitu penentuan nasib negara oleh rakyat sendiri dan juga sempadan negara berasaskan bangsa. So he said, simple je, Austria-Hungary ni dulu ada banyak masalah, banyak sangat musuh kerana diorang makan banyak sangat tempat. So orang rakyat di negeri sendiri tu macam tak puas hati, kenapa you makan tempat I, leave me be, give me independence. So number one, sempadan negara kita harus berasaskan bangsa. So you know Bulgaria should be just for the Bulgarian people. Kalau Serbia hanya untuk orang yang keturunan Serb. Okay, so that's our sempadan, that is our border, right? And then penentuan nasib negara oleh rakyat sendiri is basically people have the right to self-determination, meaning that kalau I nak buat apa, I nak buat dalam Serbia is because I am orang Serb and I can do it because it's Serbia. You jangan kacau, you jangan campur tangan. Dia macam konsep kat Malaysia lah, okay. Singapore can be like upset with us about something, kita macam, is it your problem? It's my house. It's my Malaysia. So for those of you yang ada bilik sendiri, I had to share my room with my sisters for many years. So eventually bila Kak Sarah dapat bilik sendiri, macam kalau I nak letak I punya air kat sini, I akan letak air I kat sini. Siapa you untuk cakap you nak suruh I tukar tempat air I? Right. So that's the idea of penentuan nasib negara. So in a very simple manner is you do what you want to do in your own country, and siapa is going to make the decision? Rakyat sendiri. So jangan kacau, jangan kecoh. Okay? So that's the idea. Woodrow Wilson cakap, kalau kita nak ada perdamaian dalam dunia ini, we have to make sure that sesiapa yang harus merdeka dapat kemerdekaan, dapat menentukan nasib mereka di negara sendiri based on their own sempadan, their own room, their own area. Don't kacau. So that's Woodrow Wilson. Okay, Woodrow Wilson dia 14 points. Idea dia sangat idealist guys. It sounds good on paper, tapi in real life it's a totally different thing. Okay, so ultimately everybody tahu macam dalam persidangan ini masalah dia orang is German. They want to make sure Germany pay for the war, okay? And they want to make sure that Germany ni memang yang suka cari masalah, so you have to find a way to be punished. And that's how perjanjian Versailles came to the picture. Nah, guys, so siapa sini yang tak tahu tentang kawasan yang dikenali sebagai Versailles? It's probably about 30 minutes outside of Paris, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Versailles ni sebenarnya sebuah istana. Okay, it's like istana. Yes, it's istana. It's so beautiful, guys. It's unbelievable. Okay, hold up. I actually have some pictures to show you guys. Okay, what do it? My internet. Okay. So tadi Kak Sarah dah tunjuk burung terkukur. Sekarang Kak Sarah nak tunjuk. This is Versailles. Okay. So ingat, I think I have showed you guys some pictures of Versailles dulu before, where we talked about Marie Antoinette, we talked about King Louis, kan? We discussed before, kan? Yeah, yes, memang cantik sangat. So inilah mana dia orang ada perjanjian. Okay, dulu ini merupakan rumah kediaman Raja Perancis. Okay. This is where this is nothing, guys. This is nothing. You should see like the actual diorang punya garden and stuff. Memang cantik gila lah. Cantik gila. Okay. Yang ni dikenali sebagai Hall of Mirrors. If I'm not mistaken, they signed the agreement in this hall. Okay, so dulu inilah, you rasa kenapalah rakyat kat Perancis tu marah dan mogok dengan raja diorang dan juga melaksanakan revolusi Perancis. Kalau raja hidup macam tu, lepas tu rakyat sengsara, kena makan rotten food, then agak-agak lah sikit. Okay, so this is Versailles. So now you, whoever will remember betapa cantiknya kawasan dan juga kawasan Versailles dan juga why they signed it in Versailles, right? So one of the agreements, part of the Paris Peace Conference, is Perjanjian Versailles. Okay, so I show you here. Okay, so here kalau kita tengok, okay, I want to be sure that you guys actually can see it. Yes, someone is mentioning. Okay, Farhana, can. So sekarang kita nak tengok, alright, Perjanjian Versailles. So, Perjanjian Versailles ini ditandatangani antara Pakatan Bertiga dengan Jerman. Okay, so reality is, you guys can guess, Jerman obviously dah kalah lah Perang Dunia Pertama, and everybody else pun dah kalah. Okay, we talk about all the other guys yang kalah nanti. Okay, so Jerman kalah, kena sign dengan Triple Entente 28 Jun 1919. Funny lah, that's the anniversary of bila Franz Ferdinand dibunuh, right? Okay, so this perjanjian Jerman dikehendaki apa? Dia akan selalu tanya, okay, soalan-soalan struktur mesti akan tanya, apakah perlu dibuat, apakah kandungan perjanjian Versailles? 4 markah, so you kena bagi 4. Okay, nombor 1, Jerman bertanggungjawab terhadap kemusnahan akibat perang. So apa-apa sahaja yang kena mengena dengan peperangan, Germany have to be responsible. So Germany kena cakap, oh yes, I memang bertanggungjawab kerana ada banyak kemusnahan akibat perang. I am the person that caused it to happen. Okay, nombor 2, kerana mereka bertanggungjawab terhadap kemusnahan, mereka membayar pampasan kepada Pakatan Bertiga. Pampasan is basically like macam ganti rugi, okay? So ganti rugi macam, minta maaf guys, I broke your cup. I go to your house, I break your cup. I say, oh sorry guys, I broke your cup. So berapa cup you? Oh cup you macam RM15. Okay, Kak Sarah akan bayar pampasan RM15 kerana I broke your cup. So imagine lah, I do something wrong, I break your cup, I have to pay for it, right? Tetapi, okay, dengan Jerman, Pakatan Bertiga cakap, hoi, sebab you bertanggungjawab, you kena bayar I punya hutang. Okay, in the billions of dollars, guys, and Jerman kena bayar semua orang. They have to be responsible. Okay, at that time, if I'm not mistaken, is 6.6 billion pounds. 6.6 billion pounds. Germany dah lah kalah, guys. Dah lah jatuh maruah diorang. Dah lah malu kena pergi sign agreement ni. Dah lah tak boleh discuss tentang benda ni. Dah lah semua orang gelak kat diorang. Dah lah hilang kawasan tanah jajahan. Nanti I will show you guys. Lepas tu, Pakatan Bertiga cakap, sebab we went to war, you kena bayar. Hello? You think this is going to happen, guys? Okay? Yes. Really kasihan. Okay, so actually dalam IGCSE, Kak Sarah pun kena ajar student tanya, wajarkah tindakan Pakatan Bertiga? Wajarkah ataupun macam aci ke tak aci lah perjanjian Versailles ni, okay? Actually guys, the story gets worse, okay? Sebenarnya Jerman ni, diorang dikehendaki untuk sign blank check. Okay, so you guys know when you sign a check, right? Those of you who don't know what is a check, right? Last time we don't use instant transfer. Okay, so what do? We have to sign a check. Okay, and this check you always have to do it right. Okay, if I owe Putra money, I say, oh Putra, I pay to Putra RM500 only, signed by Kak Sarah, right? Tetapi Germany dikehendaki untuk sign check diorang blank check. That means that at that time perjanjian Versailles ni, Pakatan Bertiga belum calculate lagi berapa banyak utang Jerman sebenarnya. So you imagine, orang suruh you just, hoi, sign this. And then apa duit you ada dalam bank you, I akan ambil. And obviously at that time guys, Jerman tak ada duit pun. So obviously later on Jerman kena like borrow money and all that kind of stuff. It's very very long story, okay? So you kena faham dari segi you know, from the German side, okay? You have to ask yourself, I kalah, tetapi macam this doesn't seem fair. Okay, that's second. Third, mereka perlu mengehadkan saiz angkatan tentera mereka. So Pakatan Bertiga sangat risau dengan kekuatan tentera Jerman. So dia macam, oh, I only allow you to have 100,000 tentera, you tak boleh bagi dia orang extra weapons, senjata semua, tak boleh. Because dia orang takut. Okay, and of course, bila hanya ada 100,000 tentera, you rasa all the other tentera, what happened to them? All, menganggur lah, right? They all have no jobs. So you guys can tell, right? This perjanjian Versailles ni memang akan jadi masalah yang sangat besar untuk Perang Dunia Kedua nanti. Okay, lastly, ini pun macam marah juga, mereka harus menyerahkan wilayah dan tanah jajahan mereka kepada Pakatan Bertiga. So kalau kita tengok di peta, kita nampak Alsace-Lorraine, okay, di kawasan Perancis ini perlu diserahkan kepada Perancis. Lepas tu Rhineland dikenali sebagai zon bebas tentera. Lepas tu kawasan Schleswig diserahkan kepada Denmark. Prussia Barat dan Posen dan juga Upper Silesia diserahkan kepada Poland. So you guys nampak kan, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia semua jadi negara merdeka. So semua kawasan yang patutnya kawasan Jerman semua diserahkan kepada pemenang Perang Dunia Pertama. So again guys, if you were the Germans, will you be happy about this? Obviously not. Okay. And on top of that, Perjanjian Versailles juga menetapkan penubuhan Liga Bangsa-Bangsa. Liga Bangsa-Bangsa dalam bahasa Inggeris dikenali sebagai League of Nations. So dalam Form 5 kita dah belajar tentang UN kan. UN dikenali sebagai United Nations kan. United Nations. You guys would know it as PBB. Right, Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu kan. So League of Nations ni is like the OG United Nations, okay, yang tak menjadi United Nations. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, but just remember League of Nations ini ditubuhkan, and sebenarnya idea ni datang dari Presiden Woodrow Wilson from America. Okay, kenapa diorang ada Liga Bangsa ini? Because mereka ingin menggalakkan keamanan dan kerjasama antara bangsa. Diorang macam, guys, the reason why we went to war before this is because, you know, kita orang tak ada macam platform atau tempat untuk kita macam ada WhatsApp group ke untuk discuss kenapa kita macam marah dengan each other ke. Kita tak ada tempat macam tu. Kita tak ada avenue macam tu. So macam mana? So kita perlu ada medan untuk for us to discuss these things. So let's come up with Liga Bangsa. Okay. Tapi nanti dengan memalukan guys. Woodrow Wilson is the one that will come up with this idea Liga Bangsa untuk membawa keamanan kepada dunia. World peace, very important, no more wars. Tetapi Amerika tidak akan menyertai Liga Bangsa. So this is so funny guys. Sebab Amerika Syarikat at that time, dia orang macam tahu jaga tepi kain sendiri. And sebenarnya tak nak campur tangan dengan negara luar. That is dululah. Sekarang obviously Amerika bercampur tangan dalam sebuah benda. So it's very funny guys, because Woodrow Wilson macam gangho sangat tentang Liga Bangsa, lepas tu tak join pun Liga Bangsa, okay, which is actually a problem because Liga Bangsa pun sebenarnya sangat-sangat bermasalah. Idea dia betul, tetapi dia orang punya macam execution is not so great. That is why ini membawa kepada Perang Dunia Kedua. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, I cannot read that thing. Sorry, Putra, I cannot see. Alright, so this is perjanjian damai yang ditandatangani. Okay, nampak tak? Nampak macam the Hall of Mirrors tadi Kak Sarah tunjuk. Okay, cantik sangat. Wow. Okay, so that's perjanjian Versailles. Sekarang kita tengok kesan Perang Dunia Pertama. So what happened? Kesan is akibat. Kesan is what happened after. So dengan Perang Dunia Pertama ada banyak sangat kesan. Okay, and kesan ini kesan yang tidak boleh diubah tau guys. Okay, we cannot undo this. Okay, because number one, dengan Perang Dunia Pertama, ini membawa kepada keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja. What does that mean? Okay, memang di Eropah, okay, banyak kawasan yang ada pemerintahan beraja, institusi raja yang menjadi tonggak pemerintahan negara mereka. Kan? It's the heart of who they are. Tetapi dengan Perang Dunia Pertama ini menamatkan sistem pemerintahan beraja di Jerman, di Austria-Hungary, di Rusia dan juga di Empire Uthmania. Okay, so Germany dah macam dah kaput, dah kalah, everything gone already. So kerajaan Republik Jerman didirikan. Ingat guys, bila kita nampak perkataan Republic, it means that diorang dah tak ada raja, diorang tak ada pemerintah, diorang hanya ada macam presiden ataupun like a president's position, okay, yang menjadi macam wakil untuk rakyat. Okay, so which means no more kings, no more royal family to campur tangan. And that was when Kaiser Wilhelm II terpaksa menurun takhta dan mendapatkan perlindungan politik di Belanda. Guys, kalau sesiapa yang nak cari more information tentang Kaiser Wilhelm ini, cerita dia agak stressful sebenarnya, okay, because if you guys watch all these YouTube videos about like the royal family in Europe, sebenarnya semua macam they're all connected to each other, they're all connected to the English royal family. Very drama this Kaiser Wilhelm story. Okay, lepas tu kita ada Empire Austria-Hungary di bawah pemerintahan dinasti Habsburg. That means or Habsburg, sorry. Dynasty ini is like royal family, right? The royal, how do I say this? Macam the family itself, okay? So like macam dynasty Ming, for example, in China, right? So that is like the all the family members of that Ming dynasty, okay? So this dynasty Habsburg berakhir unfortunately because ada pemberontakan di wilayah. So sebenarnya dengan Perang Dunia Pertama ada banyak rakyat yang bangun dan bangkit dan macam sedar, hey, sebenarnya kita boleh buat lah tanpa raja kita. Apa guna raja kita sebenarnya? Cakap nak tolong kita tapi tak tolong kita. Okay, so that's what happened. Alright. Then kita tahu tentang revolusi yang tercetus di Rusia yang menumbangkan pemerintahan beraja Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar ni macam nama yang gelaran yang diberi untuk raja di Rusia. Okay, dan juga kerajaan komunis pertama dibentuk di bawah pimpinan Vladimir Lenin. So later on you guys will know about USSR, also known as the Soviet Union. Okay. Vladimir Lenin is very important, guys. Tsar Nicholas. So I just want to quickly ask you guys, siapa sini tahu tentang Anastasia or Anastasia? Pernah dengar tak Anastasia? The movie? Anybody? Dia macam kartun actually, guys. Dia animation. Pernah? Maybe? Tak pernah. Okay, maybe it's not your time lah. Memang betul-betul obvious sangat Kak Sarah dah tua. Okay, so there's this one cartoon, the story is called Anastasia and it's got something to do with the Tsar Nicholas punya anak dan keluarga. Sebenarnya cerita Tsar Nicholas ini sangat-sangat sedih, okay, because I don't know whether anyone's ever heard of Rasputin before, and sebenarnya you need a whole different class lah for that, guys. Not even sejarah class. Like another sit down class with Kak Sarah about this because cerita Tsar Nicholas sedih kerana Tsar Nicholas hanya ada macam his heir to the throne is only like his only son, and then anak dia sakit, and then because anak dia sakit, macam isteri dia macam desperate sangat untuk anak dia macam dipulihkan lah. So dia ada macam like their version of a bomo lah Rasputin ni, okay. And Rasputin datang cakap macam I boleh heal your son. Sebenarnya mama tu tak betul sikit. And so that was the story of Rasputin. And sebenarnya banyak orang tak suka Rasputin because kenapa macam permaisuri di Rusia ni macam kenapa she trust this Rasputin so much. And then drama, guys. And then later on, unfortunately for the Tsar Nicholas and his family, mereka dibunuh, okay. And they were like killed, like not even just like, okay, they were like shot to death, okay. So agak kesian actually. Kalau kita ada masa, Kak Sarah akan tunjuk video tu. That's actually very interesting to know because dah nampak sangat dengan semangat nasionalisme, dengan rakyat dah macam fed up dah. So kesan Perang Dunia Pertama yang keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja ni macam they will never come back. Okay, all of this royal family will never come back because di bawah kerajaan komunis, di bawah Vladimir Lenin memang Rusia memang tukar completely, guys. Okay, so that's Tsar Nicholas. Lepas tu kita ada khalifah kita. Ingat khalifah merupakan macam pengganti Nabi Muhammad ataupun ketua agama Islam. Untuk Empire Uthmaniyah kita ada Sultan Mehmed VI digulingkan because eventually di Turki Uthmaniyah dah tak ada Turki Uthmaniyah dah pun kan, diorang dah kalah. So that is why kerajaan Turki bercorak republik diketuai oleh lelaki ini, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Okay, he was the president of the Turkish Republic. Alright, a very important figure also for Turkey. Okay, very interesting. Wait, somebody. Kak Tsar Nicholas keluarga dikurung underground dan ditembak mati. Ya betul. Ya betul, Crystal. Betul. Agak sedih lah because macam basically the story is very quickly, I tell you guys. The story is Tsar Nicholas dan keluarganya, anak-anak perempuan, anak lelaki, isteri, diorang dibawa oleh like the the communist guys lah. Okay, bawa macam under house arrest dalam satu rumah. Okay, and then like diorang macam in their baju. Okay, kenapa Crescent? Oh, because komunis. Komunis memang mana suka konsep pemerintahan beraja. Okay, so sebenarnya memang masalah dia because ada banyak orang di Rusia pun dah macam fed up lah dengan pemerintahan beraja. Okay, and on top of that, fahaman komunis was quite strong lah, and then the communist guys took over. Okay, and so diorang rasa macam okay, kita obviously dengan konsep komunis, sesiapa yang tak faham lagi konsep komunis ni diorang tak percaya dalam sistem berkelas. They don't believe in a class system. Okay, diorang sebenarnya nak masyarakat tanpa kelas. Meaning that they don't want orang kaya, they don't want orang yang macam miskin, they nak everybody to be as equal as possible. Okay, I don't want somebody to be too rich and somebody to be too poor. So that's the concept of masyarakat tanpa kelas. The one middle class, low class, high class, T20, M40, B40, they don't want any of that. And of course, sebagai ideologi, komunis ni diorang tak nak ada pemerintahan beraja. Kerana pemerintahan beraja maksudnya kita akan setia, tunjukkan taat setia kita kepada raja. Kan? Kita sebenarnya patutnya taat setia dengan konsep sahaja, dengan idea yang dibawa oleh komunis. That's why dengan banyak ide-ide komunis pun diorang tak percaya dalam agama. Because again, kita orang akan taat setia dan itu kita orang punya Tuhan. Right, whatever kepercayaan kita. So kalau kita we're so busy believing in our own religion, then bila masa kita nak dengar cakap komunis, faham tak? So there must only be one winner. Again, must only have one winner, and the winner has to be idea komunis. Alright, and so komunis ni memang tak sukalah dengan pemerintahan beraja, and of course Tsar Nicholas dengan dia punya mistik dengan Rasputin ni, banyak orang menyampah dengan Rasputin, and then you know at that time memang ada banyak negara dah macam dah merdekakan diri ataupun dah tak nak ada raja, dia orang dah nampak betapa tak gunanya some raja and some leaders are, so that's why they don't want them anymore. Because of that, okay, Tsar Nicholas dan anak-anaknya dan isteri keluarganya, dia orang dibawa masuk ke like satu rumah. Okay, and then they were forced to hide there. And then when they were forced to hide there, one day they were told like to go downstairs or something like that. Okay, and then so I think the reason why they are around turun is because like macam I think something like someone dah macam kesian. At first dia tak nak bunuh orang tu, dah tak nak bunuh keluarga, tapi dia ada macam the guards yang jaga the keluarga tu macam dah sayang dia orang ataupun memang masih hormat mereka sebagai keluarga diraja, right? So dia orang macam I'm just gonna help you, but in the end that didn't really work out because they killed Tsar Nicholas and his children. So they tembak Tsar Nicholas and his children sampai dia orang mati lah. But actually some of them were saved because dia orang punya baju dia orang kan besar kan, and then of course like there's many layers, and you guys have to know Russia is very very cold, so they actually they sew their like jewelry and their special all their macam their valuables, right, they sew into their skirts and their baju and stuff, so a lot of them actually were alive, but then they were also shot to death. Okay, because again, dengan idea komunisme ada satu pemenang sahaja, and that is ideologi komunis. Okay, tak ada, you cannot kesian dengan raja, tak boleh kesian because raja sebenarnya masalah ataupun simptom yang membawa kepada ideologi komunis. So we have to get rid of this idea. That's the idea here, guys. Okay, throughout history, that's why kita ada Perang Dunia Pertama, Perang Dunia Kedua, kita ada banyak peperangan dalam dunia ini. Bila ada orang yang terlalu berkuasa atau terlalu berpengaruh atau idea tentang mereka sangat berpengaruh, if I want to get rid of that idea, I've got to kill that person. Okay, and that's what happens in life. I'm not going to shield you from this because this is reality. Okay, we can read this ourselves. We know this is what happens in life. Okay, sikit lagi guys, sikit lagi. Okay, so I will show you the video ataupun I will share the video with you guys nanti. Okay, so Sultan Mehmed ke-6 digulingkan. Like I said, kerajaan Turki bercorak republik. So dah tak ada, bukan tak ada agama negara agama Islam, tapi macam Presiden Republik Turki ini, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, merupakan seorang presiden yang ingin membawa, you know, he wanted to bring a more secular idea kepada kerajaan Turki. Basically, he want to separate lah. He want to separate apa itu agama dan apa itu pentadbiran. Because pentadbiran dan agama he believed that should be a bit different from each other. So that is why diorang dah tak percaya dalam konsep sultan in Turkey. Okay. Bila ada keruntuhan pemerintahan beraja, the other good thing is kemunculan negara baharu. Seperti bila kita ada keruntuhan Empire Austro-Hungary dah kalah dalam peperangan ini, melahirkan negara-negara baharu seperti Austria 1, Hungary 2, Czechoslovakia, which is now known as Czech Republic, dan juga Yugoslavia. Bila perpecahan Empire Rusia membawa kepada penubuhan Poland, Estonia, Latvia dan Lithuania. Dengan Uthmaniyah, kita ada negara baharu seperti Lebanon, Syria dan juga Iraq. That's in Middle East. Okay. Apakah kesan terhadap negara kita? Okay. So we have to go back to the first part tentang nasionalisme di negara kita sebelum Perang Dunia Kedua ataupun Perang Dunia Pertama, right? And that is bagaimanakah adanya kesan terhadap negara kita is because mereka ingin menyekat kebangkitan orang Melayu. Okay, diorang tahu ada banyak yang akan menyokong Turki Uthmaniyah. At that time kan, you dah tahu cerita dia, Turki Uthmaniyah dah menyokong Central Powers, kan? Okay, so if they already support the Germans and the Austro-Hungarians, okay, which is against the British, the Triple Entente, so the British macam, I kena cari cara baru untuk memastikan orang Melayu disekat is to stop, right? Stop them from kebangkitan, okay, and stop them from getting up and fighting. So, Raja-Raja Melayu once again diminta untuk menandatangani pengisytiharaan perang yang menyokong dan juga memberi taat setia kepada kerajaan British, which means that you are on my team. Malaya ataupun negeri-negeri di tanah Melayu semua di bawah naungan British dan semua sebenarnya menunjukkan taat setia mereka kepada British. That means they support British. So, sesiapa yang nak menyokong Turki Uthmaniyah dikatakan seperti derhaka dengan sultan kita. Nampak? Okay? Pelbagai undang-undang yang berkaitan dengan perang diluluskan oleh pentadbiran British. Nampak? Kalau sini, we just take a look here. The Naval and Military News Emergency Enactment, Trading with Enemy Enactment, to vest in the High Commissioner exceptional power of in time of public emergency enactment 1914. Basically, this one, the High Commissioner is like dia ada macam Pesuruhjaya Tinggi. Like Pesuruhjaya Tinggi akan dapat macam kuasa untuk macam mentadbir kawasan kita, because it's time bila ada darurat apa ke any sort of emergency, they will take over. Basically to give the British lebih banyak kuasa di tanah Melayu. Alright, so here that's what they say here. Pesuruhjaya Tinggi British meletakkan negeri-negeri Melayu di bawah undang-undang tentera jika keadaan memerlukan. So they use martial law. They make sure that anything that you want to do at that time, you tak boleh buat because time crisis, time ada darurat. So everything is under my power. You have to follow my rules. See, again, when they try to stop you, it's when they use undang-undang in order to manipulate you into sitting down and shutting up. That's the point. Okay, and of course kemakmuran ekonomi negeri kita juga dimanipulasi oleh British. Bagaimana? At that time, kita dah tahu dah biji timah dan juga industri getah di Tanah Melayu memang industri yang sangat besar. So, kita orang merupakan kawasan ekspor yang terbesar lah untuk biji timah dan juga getah. We're making a lot of money untuk kerajaan British. So, wang yang datang dari hasil biji timah dan juga getah bukan wang kita. Kita rakyat biasa ataupun penduduk tempatan tak ada akses. We don't even get to work in this ladang. We don't even have to work in this kawasan pelumbungan. So all that money that is supposed to be our money, semua diberi untuk membiayai operasi British dalam Perang Dunia Pertama. So basically, the whole point of this is whatever that we do in Tanah Melayu at that time, semua duit tu diberi kepada British so that they can go and fight the Germans in the First World War. So that's why it's called First World War, guys. Okay, dia bukan hanya sahaja tentang kawasan. Yes, memang betul ada banyak medan peperangan mereka mostly di Eropah. Okay, the drama is mostly there. Tetapi when we say Perang Dunia Pertama ini memang ada kesan untuk kita because we are the ones. Duit kita, tanah kita, bahan mentah kita semua dijadikan cara untuk British bid and go and fight. So money that's supposed to be for us supposed to open up a telephone booth or supposed to open up new hospital, membuka bandar baru, Okay, buka lagi banyak kawasan pertempatan untuk rakyat penduduk tempatan. Semua diberi kepada siapa? Kepada British untuk membiayai operasi mereka. So, who suffer? Everybody suffer. We all in Tanah Melayu, semua suffer. Understand, guys? Okay, so that is the kesan. That's why later on bila kita tengok Perang Dunia Kedua is when we talk about macam mana kita terlibat secara langsung. So ini secara tidak langsung, right? So sekarang kita akan tengok tentang Perang Dunia Kedua secara langsung. Macam mana Perang Dunia Kedua will bring effect to us. So remember guys, Perang Dunia Kedua, okay, takkan berlaku kalau tak ada Perang Dunia Pertama. Antara masalah yang paling besar yang membawa kepada Perang Dunia Kedua ialah Perjanjian Versailles. Nanti kita tengok ideologi baru seperti Nazisme, seperti Fasisme. Idea ini nampak aja perkataan. It's just maybe perkataan untuk kita. Tapi you have to understand guys, all of these idea, it all started with just some words. And eventually semua orang percaya. Macam even though Hitler is not here anymore, walaupun Stalin is not here anymore, ataupun macam untuk fasisme di Italy kita tak ada dah Benito Mussolini, tetapi idea-idea tentang pentadbiran negara atau cara kita mentadbir negara atau cara kita melaksanakan kuasa kita di negara, sebenarnya idea-idea itu masih is still around guys, and that is why it's so important to study about Nazisme, it's so important to study about Fascism, because there are still versions of it here on earth. I think you guys know that there is this thing called the neo-Nazis, so I hope next week inshallah when I get a chance to explain to you guys apa itu Nazisme, apa itu Fascisme, then you guys will actually understand sebenarnya konsep-konsep ideologi ini sebenarnya tak membawa keuntungan kepada kita langsung. Okay guys, any questions? If no questions, I'll very quickly run through with you guys, show you guys what you guys have to read next week, okay? So dengan Perang Dunia Kedua, kita sebenarnya ada, someone saying something, okay? Perang Dunia Kedua kita ada 1939. Jangan nervous guys. 1939 start di Eropah, okay? Dan juga nanti 1941 is untuk Asia Pasifik, okay? So dua medan pertempuran is basically satu di Eropah, fighting the medan pertempuran is the battle zone. Satu di Eropah, satu lagi di Asia Pasifik, which eventually will include Southeast Asia ataupun Asia Tenggara. Okay, so peperangan di Eropah tertumpuk pada kawasan di Eropah dan juga utara Afrika, so it's North Africa, and then Asia Pasifik is tanah besar Asia, which also includes like China, and then also includes Asia Tenggara. Okay, dan kita ada dua pakatan, iaitu pakatan kuasa paksi dan kuasa bersekutu. So I want to quickly run through this with you guys. Okay, kalau kita tengok page 59, kuasa paksi, also known as Axis powers, are the Germans, the Italians, and the Japanese. Okay, and kuasa bersekutu sebenarnya dia macam development lah from kuasa bertiga. So from Triple Entente dia jadi kuasa bersekutu, which are the allies. Okay, so Britain, Amerika Syarikat, Perancis, dan later on Rusia. Okay, this is very important. And of course sini kita ada kegagalan liga-liga bangsa ataupun liga bangsa-bangsa, the League of Nations yang sebenarnya datang dengan perjanjian Versailles. All of that is going to come back. So again guys, you don't understand Perang Dunia Pertama, you are not going to understand Perang Dunia Kedua. So every time you nak baca tentang Perang Dunia Kedua, you kena go back and baca Perang Dunia Pertama. Kalau ada soalan yang akan tanya tentang Perang Dunia Pertama, most of the time soalan essay diorang akan tanya tentang kesan Perang Dunia Pertama. So you know, 6 markah, usually it's 6 markah. You kena bagi keruntuhan, kemunculan, dan kesan, and then bagi huraian, right? Diorang akan tanya, untuk soalan struktur, diorang akan tanya berikan kandungan perjanjian Versailles, okay? Ataupun berikan, maybe diorang akan ask you about berikan terangkan tentang krisis rantau Balkan right here. Okay, maybe they will ask you, namakan pihak-pihak yang terlibat dalam Perang Dunia Pertama. You should tell us that it's kuasa tengah, iaitu, and then pakatan bertiga, iaitu. Okay, so sometimes they will say, namakan pihak yang terlibat dalam Perang Dunia Pertama, then the soalan will be, kuasa tengah. Then you guys have to say, German, Austria-Hungary, then later on Bulgaria, Empire Osmania. So kalau dia 2 markah, then just put German, Austria-Hungary, and that's that. Okay. usually this is what they will ask. Perang Dunia Pertama, kalau dia nak tanya untuk essay, dia orang akan tanya tentang faktor Perang Dunia Pertama, okay? But usually the more popular one would be tentang Perjanjian Versailles, definitely about kesan Perang Dunia Pertama, and of course they love to ask this untuk soalan struktur kemunculan ideologi baru, which we will discuss next week. Okay, inshallah I will be able to see you guys next week. Maybe if everybody has some time, kalau ada masa sikit, you just give Kak Sarah 1 minute, I will try to see if I can find that video about Tsar Nicholas and his family. Okay. First and foremost, I nak tanya, sesiapa sini ada masalah dengan violence? Okay, any issues with kekerasan, any issues with blood? I don't think there's a video. The video got no blood lah, but like the story itself is quite gory. So siapa yang macam takut, sila tutup you punya streaming now. Okay, 1 minute, let me look. Kalau takut, tutup mata sebelah boleh lah, okay? 2 minit sahaja just before you guys go. This is about Tsar Nicholas dan keluarganya, their family death, okay? Kalau nak cari sumber yang macam sahih sikit lah untuk video nak tengok, I would always sarankan untuk macam National Geographic, maybe kalau sesiapa nak macam oversimplified pun boleh juga, tetapi Kak Sarah macam tak advise sangat tentang oversimplified, kerana macam kalau kita orang tak faham sangat, oversimplified punya video tu akan bagi kita orang lagi confused lah. So usually I would advise you to like just find bits and pieces like this, macam Tsar, you nak tahu tentang Tsar Nicholas, apa nanti nak cari tentang dinasti Habsburg, siapa itu Kaiser Wilhelm, ada kena mengena tak dengan Tsar Nicholas, ada kena mengena tak dengan apa tu keluarga diraja di Britain. Sebenarnya they're all connected to each other. So you just find, if you have time and you have internet and you have good internet and you have some interest, you can go down the YouTube rabbit hole, guys. It's some really interesting stuff. Okay, so this is this for you
In
guys.
July 1918, the Yekaterinburg Reds feared that a Czech army and White Russian forces were on their way to rescue the Tsar. The decision was made to act. Yakov Yurovsky was the hardliner chosen by the local committee to take over command of the House of Exile. The guards, known to have become affectionate towards the family, were removed. Yurovsky brought in new men with a new mission: to execute the prisoners. In the cellar of this house, in 20 horrific minutes, on the night of July 17th, 1918, the last chapter of the Romanovs would be written. Just after midnight, the royals are roused from sleep by guards. The family is told that because of anarchist unrest in the town, the upper rooms of the house have become unsafe, that there may be shooting in the streets. The Tsar, his wife, and 5 children, along with their 4 attendants, all 11 that make up the royal household, are brought down into the cellar for their own safety. Yurovsky and his men enter the room. He has instructed each to shoot a different family member in the heart to lessen the blood flow. There were investigations after the event, and there are written accounts as detailed as they are confusing. But what happened here was both savage and hate-filled. As the smoke cleared, the myth began. Could anyone really have escaped this carnage? The bones now found in the Koptiaki forest may provide the answers to this question. Shedding fact from fiction in a case that has sparked the popular imagination has proven virtually impossible. But this latest find may give investigators the evidence they've been searching for decades. The Katerinburg.
Yeah, basically guys, you guys have to watch the entire thing. Okay? Yeah, memang oh my OMG betul. Okay? So see guys, don't ever think that sejarah sebenarnya boring, okay, dan tak ada kena-mengena dengan kita orang, because all the movies yang kita tengok, all the TV shows yang kita sangat, all come from sejarah. Okay guys, I will see you guys inshallah next week as usual. Pukul 2. Okay guys, see you guys then. Bye.
Alright, thank you, Kak.
Bye.